Hi, my name's Heidi, and I'm a curseaholic.
Hi, my name's Constance, and I am also.
This is true. And we just wanted to let you know that there may be some new words for your children to hear, so you may want to turn down the volume in your car or not. I mean, I think everyone should learn our favorite word, which is
Fuck.
fuck.
By the way, I heard too that people who curse are smarter than others.
Fucking A right. And we want you to count how many times we say our favorite word, fuck, because there will be prizes at the end. Maybe. Maybe Constance will sleep over your house and cook you breakfast.
Wow.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Welcome to Talk 50 to Me. Talk 50 to me. Let's do it again. Hi, Constance.
Hi, Heidi.
How are you feeling today?
I mean, excited?
You're excited?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I mean, how long have we been waiting to do this?
About a year.
Yeah.
About a year. In general, though, your health good? You feeling good?
I mean, am I?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little ish, personally.
You're an ish.
Yeah, you know, that whole sort of raging hormone debacle I've been through lately has been a little much.
Right.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to level off. I blame you that I'm taking hormones.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, because had I not met you, I was just going to be postmenopausal and not know that I actually needed hormones. So I thank you.
So you're welcome, right?
And I blame you.
Okay. That's all right. That's
We're going to
okay.
level it off.
You know what I like, though, is it's because what I believe that I did is I made you aware that you could maybe be better, like physically.
Okay, good.
You don't need to be better in any other way.
I know I need to be better in other ways. It's okay.
No, but
we'll get to that and our fraught sisterly relationship
Right.
later.
Well, no, it's like you tell me all the good jewelry and I tell you all the good drugs.
I think we switch off.
That's true. That's actually true.
Some drugs that
You've given me some good drugs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, okay. But the other thing is, as we are having this conversation, we will be hitting some milestones in our life. And one of the coolest things you did for me was you taught me how to look at age as not just a number, but something called a level. And you can either be like a level out of 100 or you can use a point system. So when this airs, seconds from now, I will be careening into level 65 or 6.5.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this today, and I think I would like to be 5.5 of 10 versus 55 of 100.
Okay, so what does 5.5 of 10 mean to you?
It means I'm almost as good as I'm going to get.
Or are you halfway to the end?
Yeah, I'm like a half full person, not a half empty.
That's why we make a good team.
Right. Are you half empty?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the Libra that's like, well, maybe I'm a little off balance to the negative.
Okay.
I try to be positive. I think that's why I'm so positive on social media, because it literally helps me get more positive, because for the most part, I'm just like a crabby bitch. I mean, you know that.
Well, but also, did you know that psychologically, if you emote positive, you attract positive?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Positivity breeds happiness breeds happiness.
Yeah. So maybe if you looked at the glass as half full and not half empty, then maybe you would look at certain things in life not as negatively.
Maybe you should shut the fuck up. Okay, maybe we should get to our first guest, because she is an absolute beam of joy.
Oh my God, I can't even stand it.
And our first guest is a shining example of making shit happen after 50. Not only did she relaunch her incredibly popular makeover show, now called Wear Whatever the F You Want at 54, she has her own clothing line, a brand new Substack appropriately titled Forgetful, because we forget shit, and her podcast, Hello Menopause, in its third season. Please say hello to the utterly delightful and truly inspirational Stacy London.
Yeah.
I'm so happy happy to be here.
We're so happy to
I
have
can't
you.
wait to talk 50 to you.
Our producer told us that our intro at the end, when we say the name, sounds like we're in the dog pound, and we are. We're in the bitch pound.
Yeah, you're in the bitch pound. I
And
love it.
Constance actually has a good acronym for bitch.
Oh, I do. Being in total control of herself. But by the way, I did not make that up. That's
it's a good
from
one.
Kristen Stewart. But it's so fucking good that I use it all the time because I'm like, yes, that's what we are. And we should be fucking proud to be in total control.
I love it.
And you are our favorite bitch. And we wanted to, another thing Constance told me was saying that your age as a level. So it can either be your age out of 100 or a point system. So I am at 6.5 out of 10. What level are you at?
I'm at 56.
50
I'm
level
not at 5.6. I'm definitely level 56.
Level
I mean,
56.
I would say there is no way that we could, there's no way that you are 6.4. There's just too many levels that you have like gotten through. You got to take that number as high as you can get it.
Listen, 65. I got my Medicare card in the mail, and I've never been so fucking excited to not pay $1,275 a month for fucking nothing.
And also, like, you're officially a senior citizen.
Shut the fuck up.
No, that's a good thing. Look at what you look like as a senior citizen. Like, how fucking great that this is the new version of a senior citizen.
Guys, I just want to say that this morning I was going to order gluten-free pancakes from IHOP, and then I saw that there was a 55 plus section, and I almost lost my mind. I was like, it never occurred to me that I would look at the 55 plus menu at an IHOP.
I know, isn't it weird what we thought when we were younger?
Yes, 55 felt so far away, and I'm 55. I'm 56 now. I keep forgetting, and it gets weirder for me after double nickels. Like double nickels was kind of cool to say 55, but 56 feels different to me. It feels like it is on the up. It's closer to 60 than it is to 50, and it feels more monumental to me.
Well, give us one word to describe that. Your 50s in general.
My 50s in general have been very confusing. They really have. Like in a lot of ways, I was doing a Substack live this morning with Shannon Watts, and it was so wonderful because we were talking about the fact that you can still love aging and be surprised what's happening, right? This is a real moment in time, not just in a person's life, but also we are living through one of the most insane times in history. And I think like it's coming at us from all places. So I really do feel this kind of incredible empathy with anybody who is experiencing perimenopause in a way that they don't understand or in a way that is causing them anxiety or depression or rage or any of those big, big feelings, because I'm exhausted. I don't know about you guys, but like, I can't read the news anymore. I don't know how to be effective in every day. My mind is always racing about something I want to write, but then I go sit down to write and nothing comes out. I feel like I'm literally on drugs. Well, maybe that's just me.
Part of that is being a creative. And, the other thing is like, we're not meant to know all the stuff that we know. We're just not meant to see it and feel. I mean, shit went down when we were younger. I mean, I'm a boomer. Like, shit has gone down, but it wasn't broadcast into my brain directly. And, both of us work on social media. I think Constance might have more of an outlet to get away from it.
No, because I don't think anyone can get away from it now.
Yeah,
it's like streaming at us whether you're on social media or you're not.
Right. And I think that like now it really is a question of being deliberate. We have no idea what social media does to our brains, right?
Know.
We don't know. We don't have any long-term data. We haven't been using social long enough. I mean, we do have obviously some facts, like we know that it causes depression and FOMO and compare and despair and all of these things. There's got to be a better way. Like, that's the thing that scares me when we talk so much about AI and what's coming down the pike just technologically.
God, don't do it.
Don't. Only because I feel like it's taking us that route is taking us further and further away from humanity. And social media, we know, is actually not healthy and addictive and all of these other things. So where's the technology that's going to be actually good technology as opposed to all this bad, shitty technology?
Maybe it's
And that's
not.
what I'm really curious about. Like, what's going to be good
You know what's
about
going to be good?
technology?
Going
What?
back
Yeah.
to the way it used to be, which
Yeah.
is like bringing an actual book with you, not bringing it on an iPad or reading it on your
Yes.
phone, sitting around with friends and having
Yes.
conversations in person, calling
I
people
wish that we
on the
were in
phone.
person.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
I'm bad
listen.
at calling people on the phone. And Constance, maybe you have experienced this, but Heidi, maybe you have too. If your mic is hot, I'm so used to texting so that you couldn't hear what I was saying because an editor once came up to me and he was like, "Oh, did you break up with your boyfriend or not?" And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh,
Oh.
you were talking to Clinton on your mic."
Oh.
So I'm not a good call person. I don't talk on the phone very much. I do like
We
FaceTime.
talk on the phone, but
We do talk
here's
on the phone.
but here's the upside of all of the Instagram stuff and the social media. You and I would not know each other had it not been for Instagram,
That
and
is right.
you would not know Constance had it not been for Instagram. And I think the coolest thing about the three of us is that we found each other. Well, me in my
Yeah.
60s, but you in your 50s, and Stacy in her 50s. And I think live female friendships are so important now at this time in our lives. And like, talk a little bit about that, about what it means to you to find like-minded women that you can discuss all your insanities with.
Right. And Constance, this is hilarious because we just had this conversation when we were having dinner the other night. I mean, I would really like to have the two of you both in New York at the same time. I'm really
It's
looking
coming
forward to our
soon because we're
sleepover.
having a
I know.
sleepover.
I'm so excited. But anyway, what Constance and I were talking about is this. Oh, of course, it just went out of my head. What was the question that you asked me?
It was just about
what?
like how important it is finding female friendships, like
Oh,
of
yes.
age, as you're
Yes,
going
of
through
age.
stuff.
Well, it is one of the 8 pillars, I think it's 8, that Frank Lipman talks about in his book, How to Be Well, that you absolutely have to have social engagement as you age. Because the thing about aging is it does actually change our perception of time. Things feel like they're going faster than they did when we were younger. Remember, like the summer used to feel like it lasted forever, and now it's like, wait, where did our summer go? We were here for one day. So the way that we experience time is different. And I think because of that, what was the question again?
It's
Am I kidding?
called Brain Funk.
It's called Forgetful by Stacy
Stacey
London. You
London.
can read it on her
And I
Substack.
About
wish
how
that I was
cool
doing
it
this
is
as
to
a
have
bit, but
girlfriends.
I feel, oh, right, how to have girlfriends. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to say. One, at a certain point in my 40s, I was like, I don't need any more friends. I don't want any more friends. I don't need any more friends. It felt like an obligation that I was trying to juggle, like having a lot of close friends, right? I wanted to make sure that I was like social in every way. But I do feel like COVID really changed me. Like it really gave me kind of sense of social anxiety that I didn't have as badly before. It made it hard for me to kind of get more motivated. I had to keep myself motivated during COVID, like starting a new business. And it was all exhausting. It was exhausting. And in a lot of ways, I feel like we have this kind of collective hangover from COVID or from the pandemic when we were really, staying at home or, what was it called? Something in place?
Oh, yeah, sheltering in
Sheltering.
place.
Sheltering. Right.
So
So we
stupid.
were all
That was
sheltering in place.
stupid.
I think
Yeah,
it was
that was
stupid.
dumb.
And it
COVID was
really,
dumb.
it was dumb and it kind of
So
messed me
fucking
up.
dumb. Yeah.
So I get into my 50s and I start to see that there is a really easy litmus test for me to figure out whether or not I can be friends with you now. Usually it's because you're saying something that I immediately agree with and I identify you as part of my tribe. I mean, that is definitely what happened with you, Heidi. Like I started watching all of your videos. I went into those archives because every story you tell is so beautiful and so poignant and so special, even about when you're doing funny, dumb shit or when you're talking about really serious shit, like what it was like to be an alcoholic and all of that stuff on so many levels feels, the more specific it is to you, the more universal it is to us. And it's why I feel like you have such an incredible following. You've never lied about yourself. You've never acted in a way. I think I wrote it to you once, right?
This
I
is
said
lovely.
something
Thank
about-
you for coming on my podcast to talk about
And
how
telling you how wonderful
amazing
you are.
I am.
But it-
No, I feel
but-
the same way. It was an instant love fest. We have to thank Daniel for that.
We do, from the kit, Daniel Bosovic.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
do do you remember like turning 50? Was there like a seismic shift for you?
There was a seismic shift in that I went on like a month vacation, that I thought was going to be really awesome. And, but it was later. It was later than 50. At 50, I was like, I made it. I got here. The end of my 40s was really rough because I was really struggling in perimenopause. It took a long time and a lot of conversations with a lot of people to get menopause noticed. And then I was really struggling to go through it, right? It was like hard to talk about. People said I was going to commit career suicide if I talked about anything having to do with aging or menopause because it was so unsexy. And my feeling about that was, well, you're the problem, right? If you're going to
Boom.
say that menopause is unsexy, that's so part of the narrative that we've already built into aging. It's so unfair to women. And it is just something that I was like, we need to be talking about this for more medical, physiological understanding of women's health. This is an advocacy play. This is not taking advantage of people when they are at the least likely time to be able to manage so much stress physiologically and psychologically. So for me, it was really about finding people who could tolerate what I was going to have to say, because it really was like being a bull in a china shop. I begged people to let me go on television and talk about menopause. I begged people to do Zooms with me, that were open to the public, because it was very hard at first to figure out whether the industry itself was going to wind up being useful to anybody.
Mm.
And I think we realized pretty quickly this is a medical, it's a stage of life that requires medical assistance, whether or not you are going on hormones or not going on hormones. And the feelings that you have about, I don't look like myself, I don't feel like myself, the questions of identity are very real for most people. Now, that's not everybody. Some people may not go through this at all. Some people may say that, all menopause is doing is fleecing women, but that's not true. We haven't had good medical data for women in years because we only study men, and we are not little men. In fact, I think we're so much more nuanced and complicated physiologically that if you studied us instead of men, then you'd have a much better idea of what goes on in the human condition.
Yeah.
That's just my feeling.
And do you brought up a good point too, that I feel like this generation and Generation X, and then I always apologize to Heidi because she's not
Boomer.
Generation X.
Boomer.
But I do
Boomer.
feel like women right now, Generation X in general, are finding that vulnerability can be a superpower.
I think that that's true, but I also think that, and this is like a little peek into my head. I have not slept. Last night I was at QVC for an 11 o'clock show, and unfortunately there was a terrible accident on the way home. And I am going to remember why I'm telling you this for a reason. And so there was an accident on the way home at the Verrazano Bridge. So I was in Staten
wow.
Island, Heidi, and there was a
SI.
massive, yes, that's I, but there was a massive pileup, and we sat in traffic. I was 20 minutes away from my house, and we sat in traffic for 2 hours.
Ooh.
So I didn't get home till real early this morning, and then I was like, well, I have a Substack Live at 11. I might as well just
wow.
stay up. So I've been up this whole time.
Well,
Now,
you're amazing, and
no, that's not, that wasn't the point. You were saying that
No,
I
I was
brought
saying
up a
vulnerability, that I feel like Generation X is making vulnerability as a superpower.
Yeah, but I think that's
Yes,
because of
and
Gen Z. Gen Z is who gave me permission to be
that's
vulnerable
right.
because I laid it all out. I mean, I've been laying it all out for years, but nobody gave a fuck. And Gen
Right.
Z was like, oh, yes, tell us more. Tell me
Yes,
more
because
about what a
Gen Z,
raging alcoholic slut
yeah.
you were when you were 30 and how you still got it all together. It's so hard for people to be themselves,
Well,
especially in their 50s, I think, because you've
I
pushed
have a
it all
very
down.
hard time. Yeah, I think that I have a very hard time sometimes being in my 50s. It is so complicated. I found this incredible quote that I actually wanted to share with you because it does explain a lot of this. But the reason that I was telling you about the car crash or whatever is because at 5 o'clock in the morning, I thought, I'll write my next Substack. That's what I'll do. I'll just sit around and try and think of something. And what I was going to say is that I think that mean is coming back into style. So, Constance, to your point about Gen X being vulnerable and authentic, I'm worried that we might be starting to see the early aughts coming back into play, like tough love, what not to wear style. Because obviously we're watching our politicians play like mean, just say mean things to each other. And that's getting traction. But it's also happening in entertainment. Like we're looking for the snark again. Law Roach on Project Runway.
Ugh.
There are a lot of things that are starting to feel a little bit like Gen Z not only gave us permission to be more vulnerable. That was like a lateral lisp problem. But anyway, they're giving us permission to be more of ourselves because they've essentially created language we didn't have before, right? Pansexual, asexual, you were gay or you weren't. There was like no spectrum of sexuality. There was no understanding of gender as a spectrum. To have all of these taboo topics, menopause. Maybe part of the reason that I felt like I could do this was because I saw Gen Z being more open to things that are more personal. And I do think that they've given us permission to do the same. And this is why I think that people in midlife right now, specifically Generation X, is actually doing a lot to change the perception of what midlife was before, right?
Yes.
We are the first generation, I think, to really say, we're going to live longer. We're going to, we already know the things that are going to keep us healthier. We're learning more every day. Menopause is this incredible font of information because it really is sort of the last stop in terms of your agency around your physical and emotional health. And it is really important to think it's not just about perimenopausal symptoms. What happens after menopause? Excuse me.
It's also
And
like
part of that,
it's the tip of the iceberg of
right.
midlife. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a story you told me about when you first got menopause or were entering into menopause and how it actually led you to date women. Because Stacy is a lesbian.
It's funny.
Not
I
always.
have said that. No, I wasn't always. And I didn't know that I was one. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure I'm one now.
Oh, I
I'm
love
just
this.
well,
So should I cancel the wedding?
no. Oh my God, no, Heidi, we're getting married no matter what. No matter what. Even if we have little tricks on the side. But no, my point really is
Dicks
that
on the side, I think is what you're
dicks
saying.
on the side, tricks on the side, whatever.
Got it.
I'm up for all of it. But I guess maybe that is because I felt really like a deep sense of pressure to call myself a lesbian if I was dating a woman to make it easier on everybody. Like, this is the term, the term. I may be confused. I may not know what I want. I may, be thinking that I only want to date women now and then change my mind. I mean, it has really been an interesting road.
Stacy, I want to you have a show where you're a very stylish human being. And
Not
you
today.
have I love fashion and
I
I
know you
get a
do.
lot of I lost the word, but it's sort
Flack?
of pushback, flack, thank you.
Mhm.
People say to me, well, you're so skinny. Of course you look good and everything. And what I say is, well, I'm skinny to you, but I have body dysmorphia. I have a terrible body image. Like, how do you deal with that? Because I'm sure you do too, because you are a tall glass of water.
Well, I did last winter. I did lose an inordinate amount of weight, and so for a while I was getting a lot of flack because I think people were just worried about me. And normally I'm not that weight. I'm the weight I am now. And so it took a second. But one of the things that I do struggle with, and I think that a lot of women probably, I would say through millennials, right? Not even like Gen Z is less affected by body dysmorphia, but I don't know very many people who aren't. Even men have body dysmorphia to some degree. I
Oh,
think we have all been conditioned.
100%. I mean,
Yeah, she's married to
my
an
husband asked
anorexic.
me today if he could go running without a shirt on. And I said, why are you asking me that? And he
Why do you
said,
want to?
well, because he was like, I just want to make sure that I'm okay
Oh,
running
poor
without a
Rose.
shirt on. And I was like, you are the most well-built man I have ever seen. Like, of course you can run without a shirt on. But anyways, I digress.
It's a good
Yeah, but
digression.
I think that's so cute that he asked you. See, that's the other thing. I think that
Yes, more men
straight
having
men
body
sometimes,
dysmorphia.
yes, and I think that straight men sometimes don't want to admit that they like looking good or that they want to look good or they want to present well. I once asked my publisher if I could write a fashion, like a styling book for men.
Mm.
And she said nobody will buy it. They'll brown bag it like porn,
Oh.
is what she said. They'll be too embarrassed to buy it for themselves. So their wives will have to buy it for them, and that won't happen, and blah, blah, blah. And they'll be offended, and you'll never get it. It won't sell.
Well,
And I was like, that's so sad.
maybe that mean part you were talking about earlier needs to be us being more mean to men about their bodies so that they get shamed the way we do, so that they're
Exactly.
craving answers. Because the truth is, we all have body dysmorphia because we are so goddamn picked apart for our entire lives. So that by
Yeah.
the time we get to 50, when we're like, yay, 50, let's chill out, menopause hits and women gain weight, and it's a shit show. And
Yeah,
we need to
it is a
leave
shit show.
everybody alone, you know?
I do think we need to leave everybody alone. And I also am tired of the idea that all women get along. So just want to be clear, like this idea that, women supporting women, which has become, I think, a really important conversation that we, actually honestly started to have when we started to open up to each other and be more vulnerable about things that have happened to us, when we're more vulnerable and willing to talk about our experiences in menopause. And, what I think has happened is that we are trying to convince young people. This is where I get like fatutz and fachadet, is that we're trying to project to young people that we all get along when that's not true. You're not going to get along with everybody, right? Especially, and Constance, I'm sure you have heard this, but I will never forget Joy on The View once said to me, if you're going to put yourself in front of a camera or you're going to be anywhere in the public eye, 50% of people already hate you. So don't worry about it. She was like, go have fun. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
it doesn't
And
matter
I
what
think
what people think about us. But I know we have one last question for you, and then we have a wild card question.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
wild
So our
card.
last question is, do you have any advice for the next generation?
Yes, not everybody is going to be your friend. You really need to be discerning, right? Less is more. The same in your closet. Less is more. Quality over quantity.
Oh, I'm taking all of that for my generation or just for me personally.
Yeah.
So here's what we're doing. We threw a bunch
Okay.
of random questions into a glass jar. And so I'm going to rummage around in here and you're going to tell me when to stop and then we're going to pull it out and then you have to answer the question.
Okay, I'm
Okay, ready? Okay, here it goes.
Okay. Okay, stop.
People are going to love this sound. Ready? And
This is Constance doing ASMR as a Gen Xer.
ASMR, exactly, but
It better be a good one.
it
And
better
we're
be.
out of time. It was so nice talking.
Okay, here we go. Here it is. I hope it's a good one. If today were your last day on earth, what is the one thing you wish you did? If today were your last day on earth, what is the one thing you wish you did?
I wish I told the truth more,
Oh, Jays, now I'm going to cry.
even to myself.
That makes me cry.
That's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant.
Stacy, we love you so much. Thank you for
love you
being our
so
very, very important guest. We
love you.
cannot wait to see you and have a girls' sleepover. And we can't wait for you to tell us the next thing we're supposed to purchase, like the purse that we all bought.
I know, right?
Well, you guys, I have an Amazon storefront now. So I'm combing Amazon to
Well,
find the best deals in bags, in jewelry, in makeup, in clothes, in
and
shoes,
shoes,
everything.
because I saved like 15 pairs to my wish list. Well,
Okay,
thank you
and
so
is that
much.
can people just find that? Is that just under your name?
Yes, you
Okay.
can look up like Stacy London storefront or like your creator's storefront, I think.
It's
And you
probably in your
find it.
Instagram link tree
Oh,
also.
it is. I
Okay.
have one of those link trees, but it's called Comey and it's really fancy.
Oh,
Well, you're very fancy, and we love you so much for being here, and we can't wait to
love
see
you.
you. Mwah.
We love you.
Thank you for talking 50 to us.
Thanks, Stacy. Bye.
Stacy was amazing.
It's always amazing.
I loved having her.
Ugh.
I love we've literally only known each other for how long?
A year. A year.
We met in person for the first time a year ago.
Yeah.
And she calls me all the time with the craziest phone calls. She is such a delight. I'm so glad we got to have her on. And
yeah, I just think with as much as, she's traveling the world right now, talking about perimenopause, menopause, body image, clothing, styling, being vulnerable, how to end your life well. Like the list goes on and on and on and on. And that has all been happening in her 50s. And it's why she is such a phenomenal woman to look at and say, you can speak your truth. And the ones that want to listen will show up. Yeah. And the ones that don't, they can go fuck themselves.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
All right. That's all the time we have for tonight. I hope you were paying attention to us and how many times we said fuck. Because when we post this episode, you can go to our comments, go to our DMs. You can tell us how many times we said it. And you will get either a sleepover with Constance Zimmer, or maybe just a shout out on the show. And also, send us any of your questions that you have for us. If you want more Talk 50 to Me, you can follow us on Instagram at Talk 50 to Me. You can subscribe to our email list to get Talk 50 to Me updates. And you can watch us, this whole thing, on YouTube.
Right. And also, our email is talk50tomepod@gmail.com.
And our YouTube is Talk 50 to Me Podcast. And we loved being here. And
yeah, this was it. This was fun. Yeah. And you know what? Just talk 50 to us whenever you want, and we will fucking listen.
Bye now. Talk 50 to Me with Heidi Clements and Constance Zimmer is produced by Alex Beatty, recording engineer Aaliyah Walker, editing by Zelaine Hesse, music by Matt Friedman, production services provided by A4S Podcast Studios, a Talk 50 to Me LLC production distributed by the Forward Network.